So the Richard's slide presentation about the structure of the program, it includes 3 exams: the foundation exam, the basis of exam. This level is the basic, and next 2 exams that professional level exams. One of them is called preparation, another is execution. So it's preparation and realization of the projects. Full-on international qualification, the certified specialist in PPP needs to successfully pass all 3 exams. The sequence is that at compulsory type, you have to pass foundation. It's prerequisite to passing 2nd and the 3rd level. You will not be registered. On the 3rd level, you can pass immediately. Practically, it's not very convenient if you mean to pass the exams in completion. There are cases when someone misses, doesn't get into the training group, training cohort. Yes, this 8 those themes, 8 volumes. On APMG website, you can download English version, Russian version, free of charge, PDF files in 8 volumes set. The first is the basics of PPP. It runs through all topics, all stages. That is, it talks about introduction of what PPP is, about advantages, disadvantages, what are the schemes, what is terminology, what is the framework conditions, how state organizes collaboration with legislation, about the regulations, what are the key approaches to risk and finances, and then goes through the cycle. You see that from 3 to 8 is the project cycle. It briefly is described in the foundation volume. The 2nd level exam covers the framework and identification of the project screening, such as acceptability of PPP, and most of the stages of structuring. Exam of the execution talks about the bidding, completes the structuring, describes the bidding, and construction and maintenance. All 3 levels are 3 exams. The exams are conducted under given conditions online. In principle, the key, we conducted live sessions. Physically, we met with all listeners on site. I think this format will be restored and will become a norm even before COVID. We had elements of the online mode, and it will remain. Talking about exams in general, the physical on paper is also online version. The first exam is 50 questions. Questions are multiple choice, meaning you have to select the right answer to one question. Out of 4 variants, you select the right one. The first level exam is 50 such questions, and you are given 40 minutes. Especially online, if you pass, you see immediately whether you pass or not. Exams of the 2nd and 3rd level are substantially different. Why this level is called professional? Because for testing of knowledge, we use case studies. The questions linked to particular projects. The exam is several pages of description of projects. Some hypothetical PPP project, about 4 to 5 pages dedicated to description, and then go the questions. Majority of those also select the right answer. There are some other formats. During 2nd and 3rd level examination, you will have 80 questions. Exam takes more than 2.5 hours. And of course, it's more complex, more intensive, and expectations are deeper. You must not only recall what the book says, you have to apply to the case that is being described. And thus, you confirm your qualification. At the execution exam, the same cases are being used, but describing what took place later. You're also expected to answer questions related to the case study. You have to answer properly 50% of cases. If you answer 50% of questions properly, you pass the foundation level, the basics of PPP that we run through, and about structuring of the program that we offer to you. It's got two stages: standard method of our operation, whether we physically meet or meet online, the stage of the standalone work. This is the source of the APMG program. A person comes to exam needs to read the guidelines. Working with a trainer, instructor does not substitute reading of the book. It must assist. We discuss, we give additional things, we help to focus on character of the exam, on the question. But nothing will replace your standalone learning of the book. So this self-study of the book, we conducted 10 courses in the world, after which we did some in Russian. After everyone, we made resumes, how to make it easier for the listener, how to make more convenient, to make convenient all stages so you can learn on your own. You've got PDF file that you can print out or you can read online. I recommend to do it. The most diligent group of students in Bangladesh, one agency of the automotive roads projects, when I came to the class, in people's hands I saw printed out materials, literally crossed by yellow marker. And the class started from the questions immediately. Like they said, that the phrase on the page 19 doesn't correspond to the footnote on the 19th page. It is the evidence that people are very serious. Some passed 50 questions immediately. It was serious attitude towards working with materials, and we can recommend it. Besides, we have a number of the tools for convenience. There is online presentation with the sound, with voice. There's a text, but the most key, what you need, it doesn't substitute the book reading, but it will help to refresh your knowledge. Passing online tests. Online, you will also, from topic to topic, pass online themes. Understanding deepens your knowledge. We, as teachers, always online. We work through WhatsApp, through Telegram group. We have very modern online office. It's got the messaging system, the forms, electronic mail. You can ask questions to each other. You can ask trainers. And we believe that 2 weeks on average is needed for standalone work and the assessment of you do. We give you a timeline. We expect that at certain point of time, you should read chapter 3, chapter 5, chapter 7, because some chapters are more intense than others. In completion of this stage of the self-study, we have live conversation divided in 2 blocks, 3 days each. We always react at the requests of the listeners, of the customer, how to structure days-wise. The most popular is to study on weekends, or the employers ask, or the employees ask, 2 training sessions from 10 a.m. till 6 p.m. Moscow time, classes where we pass these topics. We discuss, very incentivized expression. What did you deal with in the project? We also have surveys in the gaming form. Participants compete with each other in terms of answering properly questions. There are some themes that we believe should be substituted and added by APMG materials. We always face with the situation that expectation of knowledge of the financial themes in our country. We cannot hope that everyone has got basic knowledge of the corporate finance, especially project finance. So we give this theme in a deeper way. Interesting topics such as risk management, the failure of projects topic with psychological things. This is very lively, very dynamic course. We think you will not be bored. If some participants after 3 courses say it was boring, we believe it's training failure. And you have the right to expect that you will be excited. That's why we have case studies about, we look at this project, the other cases that we use as the example. We've got business game when participants are divided into the teams, and there'll be something like the mock-up of the tendering with 3 stages of negotiations. This is how we work for 2 times 3 days each. At the end, we have trial exam. This is official mock-up test, the APMG mock test that you pass in Russian online. You are given 50 minutes. You test yourself, you know the outcome. You receive right answers and explanation why those answers are right. It tunes you to being familiar with the exam. You can pass this test several times. And further, after you get time for self-study, at that time, you receive from us, we call it quiz marathon, the full list of the test questions you can use to make your palm very flexible. It will help to focus your knowledge on short-term memory. And for example, we meet online by means of Zoom. You come to examination platform of APMG. We test, we answer. We look at the correctness of your behavior. At the first level, you must not use any materials. At the second and the third level, you can use the guidelines. And after this, we hope you successfully pass exam. In just 1 or 2 days, you receive momentarily confirmation of your passing or non-passing. In 1 to 3 days, you get certificate. And on our side is everything ready for the second and the third stage. And announcement, and see how many people passed the first level, ready for second and third level. I hope we will progress further and hope that next year on the market together with the National Center, we'll have second and third stage in Russia. We'll see certified specialists in Russia.